I mean, think about if you, unless you were a straight-to-video fan, like
Right.
Billy, like you got to see Billy Blanks like King of Kickboxers
Sure.
or something, you were denied this.
Yeah.
You had black action heroes in movies that were really good that had action in them, but you didn't have like that titular single like, oh, it's like the way people go, oh, is that a Van Damme movie? This was like you were like, oh, this could be a Snipes movie.
Yeah. I mean, I think besides Carl Weathers and like seeing someone who like, oh, Predator or Rocky or anything like that, who I loved in a movie, but I mean, as a straight up action hero movie, no. I mean, it was just my first kind of realization, like, oh, this can happen, and it's not just this whitewashed, kind of job that people get, and it really made me happy to see that and love the movie even more.
So there are taglines.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know them?
No, I do not.
Why don't you guess?
If I had to guess, one would be...
I'll tell you right now, it's long. I don't have any of the edits of like secondary ones,
Right.
but I just have the one that's on the poster.
I mean, all I know are like all that I think of are short ones. So I don't. I mean, if I
Well,
were
let
to
me hit me with one.
okay, if I were to say one, he's all business, but his actions first class. Passenger 57.
Marcus!
Yeah.
That's so good.
like
No,
that? Okay.
I like it a lot better
Okay.
than this.
Okay.
Because I don't like taglines that give me a synopsis.
Right. No, like what we saw with Showdown.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah.
Showdown Little Tokyo has this one where it's like, he's an ex-cop, he's a cop, he's a cop. They both do this and this.
Right.
It's like 4 sentences.
Yeah. Let me hear this one.
He's an ex-cop with a bad mouth, a bad attitude, and a bad seat. For the terrorist on flight 163, he's very bad news. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I like the bad seat.
That's
part.
a fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
You have so much to work with. Man.
Yeah, you do. You have coach. You have first class. You have delays. You could play with so much.
He doesn't need a ticket. I mean, you do all sorts of stuff. So that's the tagline. There's a body count here, Marcus. Why don't you guess the body count?
I killed them. I killed them all.
I see No, they're all dead. They're all dead.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty compact. I mean, thinking about it. So I would say, I am going to say, along with civilians as well, then I'm going to say 19.
You are fucking spot on.
Are you serious?
You are spot on.
Are you serious?
19.
I didn't see anything. I promise you I didn't look up anything on this
How
one.
many did Cutter kill?
Cutter kills... Well, I know 2, 3... Actually, I want to say Cutter kills only... I'm going to say 6.
It's really close, Marcus.
Okay.
5.
5. Oh, okay.
All of the rest are killed by the terrorists.
Yeah.
That includes the ones Charles Rain kills, including the doctor at the beginning.
Hurley makes most of the kills in this at the very first when she shoots everybody.
Hurley caps 2 guys immediately.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Hurley's in this film.
Yeah.
That's something we can mention. This is her first major U.S. film.
Yeah.
I don't know if she had done any film before this, but she's
This brought her on the American stage right here.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and looks nothing like bedazzled Elizabeth.
She looks
Hurley.
nothing like bedazzled. In fact, when I was reading up on the film before I rewatched it, and they say Elizabeth Hurley's first major American film. I was like, oh, and I was like, in my head, I was like, is she that the assistant or the co-terrorist with Rain? I was like, I don't think that's her. I don't remember that being her because I only know her from Bedazzled. In later films.
Even watching it again, when I watched it, it didn't click to me that was Elizabeth Hurley.
No,
it does not look like her. I mean, she looks beautiful now, but I mean, it does. You can definitely tell there was some stuff. She's had some work, but I mean, still a beautiful woman. But at that time, young Elizabeth Hurley then did not look like Elizabeth Hurley looks now.
No,
I don't know how. I wonder how old she was in that movie. I would have to think mid-20s, right?
I bet we can find that out.
Yeah.
I don't want to edit this. I want to keep this.
Okay, let's keep it going.
Yeah, so let's see. Passenger 50s.
My guess would be...
Yeah, you're crushing these guesses tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 27. No, I'm gonna say 26 years old.
I'm going to go 22. Okay. So let's see here. Passenger 57 was in 1992. Elizabeth Hurley was born in 1965.
Okay. 92 minus 65.
Uh-oh.
You got your phone. Do your calculator real quick.
Oh, people are rolling their eyes at the screen right now.
Maybe we can edit this.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Nope, we won't.
27.
27. I was going to go 27. Oh, and I went 26. Yeah.
You should start taking bets and
I think so.
You would have probably bet Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that's the cast. The body count is not too high, but I guess high when you consider the amount of people in the film. There's a really weird death scene where a clown gets killed.
Yep. Right in the back. Just shot in the back.
That's another thing, man. They don't give a shit about opening fire when they're... I'll save that too. Apparently I really want to talk about this movie. But before we do that, I want to set the scene. I want to set us in 1992.
Ooh, okay.
Big movies coming out. Movies that we had talked a little bit about October releases in the Under Siege episode. So before this came out, there was Under Siege. There was Under Siege, Mighty Ducks 2, Mr. Baseball, to name a few.
Mr. Baseball.
December 1992 also had some pretty fun releases, but oddly, for Christmas releases, it was lackluster, I feel like. Like, you have movies like The Distinguished Gentleman.
Distinguished Gentleman.
I mean, we're looking at a list here, and there's just Forever Young, Scent of a Woman, okay, big one.
Yeah.
I guess Chaplin people were looking forward to. Yeah. I love Leap of Faith.
Mission of Justice. Sidekicks.
There's some great martial arts straight to... Distinguished Gentleman was fun with Eddie Murphy, but there's not... Muppets Christmas Carol was just coming out. But, there's not that big Christmas release. There's not Home Alone. There's not... I don't know what else there would be, but I don't know. It just seems like...
Yeah.
King of the Kickboxers, Fighting Spirit, came straight to DVD. Oh, WCW Starrcade, 92.
What was that about?
Well, that is the 92, I believe, is the Battle Bowl, so it's a competition structure within the pay-per-view. WCW is really on its heels at this point. They really sucked. But I love watching these old ones. So, those are the movies coming out. And we're gonna do a scene. We're gonna take you to a place, and we're gonna perform a scene for you as to what it might be like for young, we can only write from our experiences at this point. I don't want to put my experience on someone else, but young men in the world, and we are going to take you there as Marcus and I envelop characters and create this scene for you. 1992, a scene. Interior, Fort Middle School. November. Chris, a soft-spoken, angsty teen, leans against the locker. Chris wears pleated acid wash Guess jeans with black dress shoes and a tucked-in black shirt. Brad approaches. He's rocking a clear grunge aesthetic. His ripped jeans and dirty work boots scream internal pain. He has no belt. The flannel shirt wrapped around his waist acts as a belt. The two high-five. Hey, Brad. Sweet Pearl Jam shirt.
Totally. I cut off the sleeves last night. Mom was totally pissed.
Totally. We still on to go to the mall?
Totally, dude. I think Ashley is gonna be there, and so is Jessica, bro.
Oh, come on, dude.
No, you come on, dude. Jessica likes you, and you like her.
I know, but It's like the band The Heights sing in their number one song, How Do You Talk to an Angel?
That is deep, man. But listen, I don't listen to pop rock anymore. Hair bands have pretty much died out, dude. It's all about Nirvana and Pearl Jam. Grunge is more than a movement.
Ugh, well, there's the bell. I gotta go to my civics class. We're talking about our newly elected president, Bill Clinton, and the influence of his Arsenio Hall show appearance where he played the sax, and whether or not that played a major impact on the election.
All right, I'm going to go. And, dude, talk to Jessica.
Ugh. Exterior, mall. Cut to interior, food court. Hey, Brad, put that Sbarro down and let's go. What do you want to see, dude?
I don't know, man. Is Home Alone 2 out yet?
No way, man. That comes out on November 19th. What about Under Siege?
Nah, I've seen it. It's been out a month at this point. I've already seen it twice.
Well, let's go see Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes.
The guy from White Men Can't Jump?
Yeah, but now he wants to do more action blockbusters, and with his undeniable charm and acting skills, I think he'll do rad.
Isn't this also his first major role for British bombshell Elizabeth Hurley?
That's right, it is her first major role.
Look! There's Jessica and Ashley coming out of Mervin's. Pop a Mentos, buy her some Dippin' Dots, ice cream of the future, and go invite them.
I don't want to, man. We'll miss the previews, and I really want to see that new Sidekicks preview.
Of course, man. I understand. Look, no one wants to see Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis join forces to take on Joe Piscopo more than me.
Fine. I'll do it. Cut to the interior of the movie theater. Brad sits alone. Suddenly, Chris approaches. Hey, Brad. I'm sorry it took so long.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did. And we're going on a date. We're going to see Passenger 57.
Wait, but you're seeing that with me.
I know. And them.
Hey, boys.
Fresh goes better with Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
And that is about... you can imagine that. That is about what it would have been like to be seeing this movie in 1992. So, we have a few scenes we want to talk about, but let's start with just a brief overview of the film. Wesley Snipes plays John Cutter, a former security or a former cop that now works security and for airlines. His wife was shot when he tried to stop a robbery. The man took her hostage and shot her because he interfered, and that sort of sticks with him throughout and sort of makes him a real pill to be around.
It does.
He has one friend who works in the airline industry, Sly Delvecchio, played by Tom Sizemore, who is a young, strapping gentleman in this. He also comes across a young flight attendant who's very headstrong and reminds him and Sly Delvecchio of his wife. They do not get along at first. Eventually, they're on the same flight together. Terrorists take over Charles Rain, specifically, who is, as we said earlier, has blown up like 6 planes, but they want to transport him on planes, whatever. And eventually, they overcome using John Cutter's wits, and they seem to live happily ever after.
And Charles Rain's arrogance.
Yes.
His arrogance played a big role in his downfall.
His arrogance causes a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about this movie, because this... I mean, there's a lot of like very iconic scenes. I mean, there's one specifically where he drops the line, but why don't we talk about the opening scene?
Sure.
Just set that up. So,
Sure.
Lights up, Wesley Snipes is John Cutter. You don't know who he is yet, technically, and so he pulls out a gun on an airplane, takes the lead female hostage, and she... Excuse me. And she disarms him. He gets mad at her, yells at her, and you see, like, you're kind of like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy. But then you're like, oh, this guy's wife got shot in the
Right.
fucking head in front of him because people didn't listen to the man with the gun.
Yeah.
So he's a bit sensitive